Family, let's talk for a moment. The enemy didn't come for your house first. He didn't go after your job first. He didn't even start with your relationships. No, he went after your confidence. Why? Because if he can convince you you're not enough, he doesn't have to fight you. You'll sit yourself on the bench. See, your confidence is the engine of your destiny. It's what allows you to walk into rooms that your RA some A doesn't qualify you for. It's what gives you the courage to speak when your voice is shaking. Confidence is that quiet knowing I was made for this. The enemy knows something you sometimes forget. When you believe in who God made you to be, you are unstoppable. That's why he whispers lies, plants doubt, and sets traps in your mind. His goal isn't just to slow you down, it's to paralyze you. But here's the truth: confidence isn't arrogance, and it's not perfection. It's alignment. It's walking in agreement with what God says about you. And once you know that, the attack on your confidence starts to look like confirmation. It means you've got something worth stealing. So today, I came to remind you, take your confidence back. Stand tall again. Fix your crown. Because the enemy can attack it, but he can't own it. You are still who God says you are. No weapon formed against that identity will prosper. When you think about it, confidence is the ignition key to your calling. You can have the vision, the talent, the resources, and even the connections. But if you don't have the confidence to use them, you'll never get the car moving. The enemy knows that if he can get you to second guess yourself, he doesn't have to destroy your gift. He just needs to convince you that you're unworthy to use it. That's why he comes after the mind first, because the battlefield for your destiny is in your thoughts. See, purpose isn't fulfilled by people who have all the answers. It's fulfilled by people who show up. Confidence is what makes you show up when you feel unqualified. It's what pushes you to raise your hand when everything inside you says stay quiet. So when you feel that attack on your confidence, don't see it as a random inconvenience. Recognize it as strategy. He's not after the surface stuff. He's after the core fuel of your purpose. And if he can drain that, the rest will fall on its own. That's why protecting your confidence is just as important as protecting your peace. Without it, you're in park. With it, you're unstoppable. The enemy doesn't always come with horns, a pitchfork, and fireworks. Most times he comes as a whisper, a subtle thought, a tiny question planted in your mind. Are you sure you're ready for this? What if you fail? You're not as good as them. Those little lies are strategic. He knows that if he can get you to meditate on doubt long enough, it will start to feel like truth. And the most dangerous thing about a lie is when it sounds logical. That's when you start agreeing with it, repeating it, and building your decisions around it. Understand this: doubt is not harmless. It is a seed. And when it's watered with fear and insecurity, it grows into hesitation. And hesitation is where dreams go to die. The enemy uses lies because he knows the truth about you is too powerful. If you ever fully believed the truth, that you are chosen, equipped, and capable, you'd break every chain he's tried to put on your life. That's why it's so important to guard your mind. When the lies come, you have to counter them immediately with the truth. Don't let doubt have a conversation with your destiny. Let's clear something up. Confidence is not walking into the room thinking, I'm better than everybody here. That's pride. Pride needs to be fed by comparison. Confidence doesn't. Real confidence is walking into the room thinking, I belong here because God placed me here. It's not based on what people say about you. It's based on what God says about you. And when you operate in that truth, you're in spiritual alignment. See, ego tries to elevate itself, but confidence is simply standing in the place you've already been called to. Ego can crumble when it's criticized. Confidence stands even when the crowd turns their back because it's not built on applause. It's built on assignment. The enemy knows that if he can make you confuse confidence with arrogance, you'll dim your light just to prove you're humble. But humility isn't shrinking so others feel comfortable. It's knowing who you are and using it to serve others. So stop apologizing for the space you take up. Your confidence isn't an overestimation of self. It's agreement with heaven's estimation of you. That's alignment, and that's power. The enemy is not intimidated by who you pretend to be. He's terrified of who you really are. Because your true identity carries authority, and authority can't be bought, faked, or stolen. It's inherited from the one who made you. See, when you know who you are, you stop negotiating your worth with situations that don't value you. You stop chasing validation from people who were never assigned to confirm you. You stop settling for less because you realize, I'm not desperate, I'm distant. That's dangerous to the enemy because confident identity makes you unshakable. He can touch your circumstances, but if your identity is anchored, you won't break. You might bend under pressure, but you'll spring right back because you know whose you are. This is why the enemy tries to confuse you about your identity before you even walk into your purpose. If he can get you to forget you're a child of God, a carrier of destiny, and a world changer in disguise, then you'll hand over your crown without a fight. But once you realize your name carries weight in heaven, you start walking differently, not arrogantly, just with a steady, unshakable stride. Because you know the enemy's fear is really proof of your authority. One of the greatest shifts you can make in life is learning to see attacks differently. Instead of thinking, something must be wrong with me, start realizing something must be right with me. The enemy doesn't waste bullets on empty targets. If you're under attack, it's because there's something in you worth stopping. That resistance you're facing is not always a sign that you're on the wrong path. It's often proof you're on the right one. Think about it. Nobody tries to rob a house with nothing inside. The fact that you're facing pressure, criticism, doubt, and distractions means you're carrying something valuable. The attack is not a verdict of your failure. It's a forecast of your impact. That's why the enemy hits your confidence. Because if you start believing the attack means you're unqualified, you'll disqualify yourself. But when you see the attack as confirmation, you flip the script. You start walking with the quiet strength of someone who says, if the enemy is this nervous about me, I must be closer to my breakthrough than I thought. So the next time the pressure comes, don't hang your head, lift it higher. The attack doesn't define you, it reveals you. Fear and confidence can't sit comfortably in the same space. One will always push the other out. When your confidence starts to shrink, fear sees an opening and moves in like an uninvited guest. And fear doesn't just sit quietly in the corner. It rearranges the furniture of your life. It will make you overthink opportunities until they expire. It will convince you to wait just a little longer until the timing feels perfect, which, by the way, never comes. It will whisper worst case scenarios until you decide it's safer to stay stuck than to step forward. The enemy loves this because he knows fear doesn't just freeze your feet, it binds your vision. When fear is running the show, you stop dreaming big. You stop believing God can use you. You stop taking risks that could lead to growth. But here's the good news. Confidence starves fear. When you take even the smallest step forward, you send fear the message, you don't own me. That's why protecting your confidence isn't just a mindset, it's spiritual warfare. Every act of courage is a declaration that you refuse to be ruled by fear. So when fear starts to rise, don't wait for confidence to magically appear. Speak it. Act it. Walk in it, because fear shrinks the moment confidence takes the lead. Opportunities are everywhere, but without confidence, you won't recognize them. And even if you do, you won't reach for them. Confidence is what turns a maybe I could into I will. Here's the thing. God will open doors, but he's not going to drag you through them. Sometimes the only thing standing between you and a life-changing moment is the courage to step forward, introduce yourself, or speak up. Confidence is the key that fits the lock of divine timing. It's what allows you to walk into rooms where you feel outnumbered but still know you belong. And often, it's not the most talented or the most educated who get the breakthrough. It's the one who had the boldness to show up. The enemy knows that if he can keep you doubting yourself, you'll watch opportunities pass by like trains you never boarded. That's why he attacks your confidence, because he knows opportunities don't wait forever. But when you rebuild your confidence, you start saying yes to rooms, projects, and relationships that scare you in the best way. And that's where divine acceleration happens, because every step of faith creates space for God to meet you in motion. Confidence isn't something you either have or don't have. It's something you can rebuild. Yes, the enemy might have shaken it. Yes, life might have chipped away at it. But confidence is like a muscle. It grows back stronger when you work it. And here's the two-part recipe: truth and action. Truth is the foundation. It's replacing the lies in your head with what God actually says about you. It's catching yourself when you think, I'm not enough, and responding with, I'm equipped for this moment. Truth is the anchor that keeps your confidence from being tossed around by every opinion, failure, or delay. Action is the activator. You don't wait to feel confident. You take the step and let the feeling catch up. The more you act, the more you prove to yourself, I can do this. Even small wins start stacking up, and over time, they rebuild your belief in yourself. The enemy hates this because once you know you can rebuild your confidence, you stop living like it's fragile. You stop fearing the next setback because you know, even if I fall, I can rise again. Confidence built on truth and action isn't just recovered, it's reinforced. And that kind of confidence can't be easily stolen again. Family, hear me. Your confidence is not gone forever. It might be buried under disappointment, rejection, or years of being underestimated, but it's still there. And today, you have permission to take it back. You don't need the enemy's approval to walk in your calling. You don't need everyone to clap for you before you step forward. You don't need perfect conditions to be powerful. You just need to remember who you are. Yes, the enemy attacked your confidence, but here's the part he didn't plan for. You're still standing, you're still breathing, and that means you're still in the fight. So stand up, lift your head, and walk like someone who's already been approved by heaven, because confidence isn't something you wait for. It's something you choose. And once you choose it, no attack can keep you from becoming everything you were created to be. Now go take back what's yours.